If you hear my voice, please write yes in the chat room. Okay, thank you. Okay, sorry for delay. I had some problems, so I couldn't join the class at the time. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, today, because of this delay, today we just have one session only. Wait a minute, please. The class will be recorded, so if someone has a problem with the time, he or she can leave the class and they can use the recorded content. You can view after each class. I will prepare the link. You can view the recorded content after the class. So if you have any problem with the time, you can use that link, and there is no problem with this. Okay, last week we talked about data mining, and what I say is that there is no video in the homepage of the course in the LMS. Okay, in the LMS, in the homepage of each course, every day I will prepare, after each class, I will prepare a link for you to view the recorded content. In the homepage of the course, under the topic 2 section, you can see the recorded content. Last week we had 2 sections, so you can see two links to view the recorded content. You can use that. If you if you haven't access to the LMS, please contact with to Dr. Rahmani to solve the problem. Okay. Last week we talked about data mining and what is data mining and why we are looking for data mining and how we can do that. There are some other problems, other questions too. For example, what kind of applications are targeted with data mining? As we talked last week, we can use data mining techniques in different areas. For example, when we talk about web page analysis, we have to classify web pages. Okay, but how we can classify these web pages? Firstly, we should use clustering methods. Then we can use classification methods. Or if we talk about collaborative analysis and recommender systems, if we talk about marketing systems, for example, finding a trend in the market, in a special market. If we talk about biology, talk about medical systems, talk about software engineering, uh, and many other aspects in different areas of the science. We can use data minings. So we can use data mining in different uh, areas, and there is no we shouldn't worry about a target for data mining. We can use it in different areas, in different aspects in our life. And one more question is, what is the major issue in data mining? Okay, data mining has a heavy heavy process, has a lots of process that they need lots of processing requirement, and maybe they need lots of memory and something like that, storage and something like that. So when we talk about data mining, we have to talk about different, we have to see the data mining from different aspects. For example, when we talk about mining methodology, we should look for new kinds of knowledge, because the area that we use data mining uh, is a complex area. We can use data mining in different uh, areas. So always, every day, we need to use and look for new kind of knowledge. It's a multidimensional space, and if we are looking for a good job in data mining, we have to put an interdisciplinary effort. It's not easy. If we talk about data mining, it's not easy if we uh, just talk about a single, uh, just we use a single dimensions or single method. No, we have to look to different aspects and different methods. Uh, we have to use uh, high performance, for example, high performance computing platforms, software or hardware. We have to use, maybe we have to use a networked environment, for example, um, cloud service or a cluster service or something like that, or grid. Also, when we talk about data and data set, we have to uh, we have to be care about the noise. We have to handle noise. We have to be care about uncertainty in the data or incomplete data. We should put efforts on these problems: uncertainty, noise, and incomplete data. We talked about these problems last week, and we will completely talk about them in the future in chapter 2 and chapter 3. But it's a necessity. It's a necessity for us to handle noise, uncertainty, and incomplete data. Because if we believe them, then the result of the data mining will be poor. Maybe we should be care about the pattern evaluation and pattern construction and something like that. Also, we have to be care about the user interaction. Maybe someone asks us for an interactive mining application. Most of times we have to use data in background. We have to prepare background knowledge about a new area of science or a new area in our lives. Someone asked me for a project doing with data mining, and firstly, I should prepare a background knowledge about his job, what he looks for. I have to prepare background knowledge, then I can choose and decide about the methods that I should use them in the work during my data mining. So one important part is finding a background knowledge about the main job. Also, we should use different presentation and visualization methods for data. We should be care about the efficiency and scalability of our methods. Uh, we talked about it uh, last week. Our method should be scalable. What does it mean? It means that if I run a new method, I propose a new method, and I run it, for example, for a data set with 10,000 records. Okay, the question is this: can I use this method for a data set with 1 million or 10 million or 100 million uh, of records? Can I? Yes or no? It means, does my method is my method scalable or no? When I talk about a very big data set, a large data set with hundreds of millions or maybe billions of records, I should use methods which are working in parallel in distributed platforms. Maybe my data set is stream. I should use incremental mining methods sometimes. It means that my knowledge about the data will be improved and will be updated during the time. Okay. Also, different types of data has their own natures or methods or use methods or propose method should handle this diversity in data types, should work with this complexity. Our methods should have a dynamic nature and working with different types of data. Maybe our data are standing in, for example, global data repositories. Maybe, I don't know. I should catch them, and my method to catch them and work with them. Also, sometimes we use data mining in societies. Okay, one main question is that what is the effect of society on data mining techniques? What about privacy? For example, I'm using data mining techniques in a hospital. Okay, wait. What about privacy of patients? Because I'm using patients' data. What about their privacy? I should method to save this privacy. Sometimes I'm talking about invisible data. What does it mean? It means that uh, I couldn't prepare data in an obvious manner. I should gather and work with this data smoothly during the time, and nobody should be nobody uh, um, should be informed about this data. For example, in a if we prepare a program or techniques or tools for an intelligent service, we have to use in sound is cut off. Is there any problem with the sound? Is there any problem with the sound? If you have no video, you cannot see the contents, please leave the class and enter the class again. Ahmed Muhammad, please leave the class and enter the class again. This is a problem with your system. You must leave the class, exit the class, and enter the class again. The problem will be solved. Okay, finally, let's have a brief look on the history. Uh, the history of data mining is started from 1989 when in a workshop about knowledge discovery in database, scientists talk about data mining. And after that, from 1991 to 1994, there were some other workshops about knowledge discovery in databases. And after that, we can see lots of data mining conferences and workshops in the world. And also, we can see different magazines. Um, there is no necessity to remember these times or these conference names or something like that. This is just a review. For example, uh, this slide 37, shows some of the most important conferences and journals or other mm, materials or content providers in data mining. Okay. Today, if you are in this course, we will have some homeworks, as I said before, and you need to find some good data sets. You can find them in the internet. Different, there are different websites and something like that. Other content providers, which are talked about or which they are provide contents and materials and tools for data minings. Uh, During the time in the term, uh, I will say I will list some of these platforms, but you will find some of them also. I will introduce them. For example, Kaggle website is one of them. We can find different data sets. Also, there are some competitions every year. If you are interested to uh, join to competitions, you can find some websites who presents very interesting competitions each month and each years. We can join to them too. Uh, they are global websites. Okay. Uh, for example, okay, let's have a look on this website, Kaggle. Let's have a look on this website. This is Kaggle. You can find very useful links and contents in this site. Different data sets, different competitions, notebook, course contents, and something like that. It's one of the most important and famous websites and content providers in data mining. Okay. Uh, and the final section of this chapter is a summary uh, about what you find in this content. For example, we talk about this data mining. We say that data mining is discovering interesting patterns and knowledge in from massive data. And we talked about KD process, and overall we talked about uh, data mining and what will what is done in data mining, different applications, technologies, and issues and functions in data mining. Okay, this is the last part of this section, this chapter. Is there any question about this chapter? Yes or no? Is there any question about this chapter? Don't worry. I think Hannah is the name of a daughter. Is it true? Hannah is a girl's name? A woman name, yes. Um yes. Okay. Uh, In this course, I will give you some homeworks during the term. Okay, during the term, I will prepare some homeworks for you. You must do them carefully and submit the result and your report in the LMS for me, to me. And finally, in the end of term, we will have a final exam too, but the final exam only has 5 of 20 marks. 5 of 20. So during the term, you have 15 marks in homeworks. I will give you 5 different homeworks. Each of them has 3 marks. During the term, I will give you 5 homeworks. Each of them has 3 marks. So you can give 15 marks of your final marks from homeworks, and last 5 marks is dedicated to the final exam. 15 marks in homeworks, 5 marks final exams. There is no sound. Okay, let me write them. "15 marks for homework and 5 marks for final exam." Okay, about the homeworks and assignments, I will give you, after we have to read 1 or 2 more chapters. Okay, if when we finish chapter 2, I will assign the first homework to you, and after that, after finishing chapter 2 and 3, after that I will talk about some other chapters, and when each of these chapters became finished, I will ask you for a new assignment. I will give you new assignment and homework, and everything should be everything would be in the LMS. We should do the assignment, writing a final report for each assignment, and submit them via the LMS during the term. About each assignment has 2 or 3 weeks for doing. Each assignment will have 2 or 3 weeks for doing. It depends on the conditions and what I ask you. For example, maybe I ask you to do a light homework, then the time will be limited, for example, uh, to a week. Or if I ask about a heavy to do a heavy homework or assignment, I can give you, for example, 3 weeks to do that. It depends. Uh, at this time, please don't worry about this. Firstly, in chapter 2 and chapter 3, we will talk about pre-processing and post-processing, firstly, and then we will talk about uh, data mining techniques. And at that time, I will talk about, I will use data mining tools in a class. You can see, for example, how we can use uh, Veka software for data mining. I will prepare some content for you about the tools of data mining, and you can use or you can do a similar method or similar jobs with your data set. We will talk about them in the future. Uh, don't worry about them, about the homeworks right now. I will give you enough time and we will work on assignment together. Don't worry about them. Maybe you decided to work in a group. Okay, it's not important. You can do you can do an assignment or homework uh, with your friends uh, or single. But the final report of the group should be uh, more enriched, more rich, should be richer than the reports submitted from a single user. Each group can have 2 or 3 people, can be made by 2 or 3 students. Okay, we will talk about the condition of assignments next time. When I assign the first homework, I will talk about them and I will explain the conditions more clearly in the future. And the final exam, and in the final exam, I will ask you some few questions uh, to find your overall knowledge about data mining. I never look for details in the final exam, and you will done everything you need during the exam, during the homeworks. Uh, is there any question about the exam and or course?